Hey, I'm Riley, and welcome back to GameStop. As you can see, some things have changed. Thanks to all your trade-ins, GameStop Retro has officially expanded to all stores nationwide. That means no matter what GameStop location you visit, you can dive right back into your childhood. I love it. You'll find a growing selection of classic games and consoles, like the GameCube, the Game & Watch, the Wii, and more. Feel old yet? Retro games are a great way to relive the characters and stories that became core memories. You swore you beat that final boss one day. Why not now? Thanks for stopping by GameStop. See you later. Hey, I'm Riley, and welcome back to GameStop. As you can see, some things have changed.
My formative first years in LA.
Tell me what you remember.
Right? I thought it. We won the war. Help me go home. It's the household waiting for master. I want you to choose me.
It's because King is coming back.
No, he's not.
What would he do if he came back here and find all these suitors in his house?
They're pining me for a day. You didn't even know. Like some sniveling bastard. Who's looking after your wife and son? Do you see? My dad is coming home. And he revenges. Bringing it all. I need everyone in this party dead. I can still save them.
You're a man who needs to control his fate. But you cannot control this. That world is gone.
No, between me and home. I mean, the gods. Let's go!
Rockstar Gigi let you click rip down anytime. The new day's first statement since departing WWE. Reports talent are being asked to take 50% pay cuts. My review of Monday Netflix Raw and more. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is the Wrestle Talk News.
Support! Wrestle Talk!
Up until WrestleMania 42, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods were in the top 10 longest tenured wrestlers in the WWE. Kofi, at 20 years, first signing with the company in 2006, had the third longest career behind Randy Orton and The Miz. Xavier Woods had been with the WWE for 16 years. But this isn't the WWE it once was. It's a new WWE. Yes, it is. WWE sucks. WWE sucks. Because the unthinkable has happened. Following the 24 names that were announced to be leaving WWE on the SmackDown after Mania, on the 2nd of May, 4 more names were added. The MFTs JC Mateo and Tonga Loa, and 2 men who were thought of as WWE lifers, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods.
Hello.
The New Day posted
How's it going?
a public statement since the departure during the...
How you doing? How you doing? Oh, nice. I'm just getting started. Got that Espeon EX from Prismatic up there. Chance to win it when you hit the AR here. Not too bad. Chance to win a $300 card for $6. I'm just trying to get people in here right now. Oh boy. $5.10. I mean, you don't have to buy that all 85 spots. Welcome in, folks. You'd be surprised. I thought someone was going to get it yesterday. They hit 3 of these in a row. I mean, if you want to kick us off, I'll lower it to 4 for you. Let me know. Okay, never mind. You fucked off. Okay.
A 4th of May episode of Raw, with Woods writing, "For the past 16 years, WWE has been my home. It's where I grew up, found myself, failed, learned, and got to live out things the younger version of me could only dream about. When I first walked into FCW, I just wanted a chance to prove I belonged and to bring something different to professional wrestling. That chance became a life full of moments I'll carry with me forever. WrestleMania, championships, King of the Ring, arenas around the world, and the gift of connecting with all of you by being myself. The New Day gave me a bond with Kofi Kingston and Big E that I'll cherish for life. You believed in us, even when our ideas were wild. And
Welcome
because
in.
of that, we got to show people that being unapologetically yourself is a strength. Up, Down, Down became another piece of that same mission, a place for joy, friendship, and humanity. And so,
How you doing? How you doing?
past and present.
How you doing? How you doing?
Who helped build it brick by brick. To the locker room, producers, trainers, crew, camera teams, ring crew, everyone behind the scenes, and the props department. Thank you. WWE has the most special and hardest working props department that you'll ever find. Love you guys. And none of this happens without you. And to everyone who has been part of this ride, thank you for believing in me. Thank you for letting me be Xavier Woods. Thank you for giving me the confidence to walk away as Austin Creed. And Kofi wrote, "It's taken me 2 full days to respond to all my texts. I haven't been on social media until today, and I'm overwhelmed by all the messages here too. So much love. So I can't help but to be filled completely with gratitude. My story has been nothing short of remarkable, and I'm truly blessed to have had such an illustrious, accolade-laden, and most importantly, fun-filled career. I made my childhood dream become the most wonderful reality. Throughout this journey, I'm so thankful to have been surrounded by great friends and to have built so many unbreakable connections with people that I'm very proud to call my family. Most people go through life without ever experiencing a love like I had for Woods and E. That bond alone would have made this whole experience worth it. There are far too many people to mention my name here, but to everyone who has ever supported me, guided me, helped me, taught me, cheered for me, praised me, stood up for me, and even rooted against me, thank you. I appreciate you more than words can say. My main mission has always been a simple one, to provide a comfortable life filled with heartwarming memories for my family. And, largely in part to all of you, I can proudly say that I have achieved that goal and more. This wasn't supposed to be a novel, so let me wind it down with some advice. Do your best to live a life without regrets. Control what you can control. Always give it your all, and fight hard for what you believe. Do not ever compromise or accept less than your due when it comes to your worth. Find the courage to believe in yourself and fearlessly pursue your goals and dreams, because anything is possible. Kid that was too small, short, skinny, and scrawny was never supposed to make it in this land of giants. Yet here we are. And so, as the sun sets on one chapter, so too must it rise in another. Tomorrow is indeed a new day. Like many LinkedIn statuses of people who have just left the company, the focus is on exciting opportunities and gratitude rather than what you actually want to say, which is, fuck those f***ing pricks. 20 years? 20 years I worked for this company through the worst storylines and Brock Lesnar squashing me and Levesque totally fucking up my heel turn. Him, fuck Big Khan, and fuck WWE. Reading between the lines, one statement, the body was what really went on behind the scenes. Do not ever compromise it.
Frontier's 100% fiber internet, powered by the speed of light, made for you. And now get this amazing deal before it's gone. Switch to ultra-fast, reliable 100% fiber internet. Frontier Fiber. Good to go.
Or accept less than your due when it comes to your worth. Fightful and Body Slam first broke that Kingston and Woods were set to leave the company, but this was different from the releases the previous week, which may be why it didn't come out at the same time. Instead, WWE asked the New Day to restructure their recently signed deals. These were deals that Kingston and Woods only signed last year and were worth 7 figures a year that was set to run until 2030. But a contract with WWE is rarely worth the sign account it's completed on. Under Vince McMahon and now under PKO, they cut wrestlers when they want, rather than comply and honor the contract term everyone agreed to. AEW, for comparison, mostly stick to contract durations. If Tony Khan
Welcome in, peoples.
he will pay you for 3 years. With wrestlers leaving,
How y'all doing? Okay.
either not renewed, they asked for their release, or there was a disciplinary issue. The New Day reportedly considered WWE's request for them to take less money, rejected it, and then asked for their release. Shockingly, this wasn't an isolated case. WWE has made record revenue and profit over the last 2 years. Here,
Zart, how's it going?
corporate statements posted back in February.
Got some really good stuff up here.
25 made over $300 million.
Who's gonna kick us off?
In revenue, almost all of which was
Chance to win Espeon EX for $6.
Filings, Brandon Thurston has calculated that TKO executive pay has increased between 30
Fair enough.
and 304%. But in that same February document, TKO, which also includes the UFC, set out its 2026 targets as even higher, the $100 million more revenue, $50 million of which should be profit. With WWE business set to decline this year, with the peaks of WrestleMania 40 and John Cena's retirement tour long gone, TKO now have to find that growth in other ways. Fightful reporting how they're forcing WWE to shed millions of dollars in payroll, which is behind these post-WrestleMania cuts. And it's led to Mike Johnson at PW Insider publishing a damning report on the TKO era of WWE. They called it Sold Out. WWE is not the company it used to be, so stop being shocked at recent moves. Article begins with a top WWE talent texting Johnson on hearing news about the New Day's departure. Any idea what the hell is happening? The answer, Johnson writes, is simple. The old company is dead. It certainly has its positives. The main one being the old company was run by a bad man with multiple allegations of sexual misconduct against him. But the new version has its own set of problems. But now WWE is just a corporate asset that could be bought, sold, traded, merged, and diluted as its new overlords see fit. Johnson claims that the day before the New Day left WWE, PW Insider was told of a pretty majorly pushed talent who was asked to take a 50% pay cut and allegedly did. Fightful corroborated this part of the report, posting a number of people were asked to take pay cuts, as did the Wrestling Observer, although they claim that majorly pushed talent that cut their pay in half is not a tippity top person, because in truth, nobody is safe. In these cuts, there was also news of the behind-the-scenes departure. That the television producer and director Gavin O'Shea, who had been with WWE for a quarter of a century, 5 years longer than even Kingston. As Fightful wrote, news of the New Day's release was met with shock in the WWE locker room, because many of them said the same thing. They thought Kofi and Woods were lifers, just like they thought R-Truth was a lifer. But then many came to the same conclusion. I guess nobody is a WWE lifer anymore, because PW Insider's point, that WWE, where its many faults, people who had lifetime careers, it no longer exists. But Raw was pretty good, so fair play. Here's my review of it in about 5 minutes. It's the go-home show for Backlash, which is somehow this Saturday, even though WrestleMania 42 was like yesterday. What is time? Subscribe and enable notifications so if you're a Wrestling Talk team, you can get off. As they're live this weekend. It's going to get hot with Roman Reigns storming backstage to Gorilla. That appears to stop him and say Jacob Fatu isn't here yet. The disrespect of the tribal chief. And even better, what a neat bookend structure for the episode. Instead, the opening segment went to someone else. Roman's forever frenemy, Seth Rollins, who had a brilliantly tense moment standing behind Reigns, where he just told him to get out his way. After Seth vowed to get his World Heavyweight title back last week, this is sowing the seeds for an eventual feud. But first, Seth needs to be beaten up over and over again by Bron Breakker. Bron jumps Seth during his entrance, which, to be fair, is still well annoying for a chaotic pull-apart brawl. Judgment Day keep having the
Welcome.
same matches and the same storylines, like they haven't done those exact same matches and storylines already. Already seen Finn Balor beat JD McDonough clean on the Raw after Mania, but they went at it again here, and it might as well have been a Judgment Day Rules match where everyone interfered, including Roxanne Perez, showing she's loyal to Liv, passing McDonough a hammer to win. Don't care. The Omaha crowd certainly did, though, as they were one of the hottest of the year, which made the Intercontinental title picture tag match even bigger than it already was. Ethan Page cut up Siobhan Evans, hitting a splash off the top rope onto Rusev on the commentary desk, and pinned Kenta, the IC champion, to win. Surprised if Page wins the belt in something like a four-way, where he steals the heel win on Rusev. So they've got the big in-ring contract signing presentation and an inferior music change. She's definitely on the main roster. They even got to call Becky Lynch a bitch. Everyone's saying it. She did slip slightly on her Soul Snatcher finisher, but working with Lynch will be a great first feud for her. The Usos arrive backstage, where they said they're here for Roman's backup in case things go south. We would never see them again on this episode, even though things went south. Logan Paul caused quickly and Jones theory. Street Profits again. And Rollins joined in the brawling, but Montez Ford's ring post dive got in Seth's way. That didn't break a stand tall. The babyfaces argued about it backstage, but they'll likely end up working together. The first man to answer Oba Femi's Oba challenge was Otis. There was a meaty filler for Oba to lob across the ring and hit an impressive fall from Grace powerbomb to win. I'm looking forward now to the next serious chapter in Oba's rise. Being Danhausen's mystery partner on Saturday, Asuka and Io Sky got a pre-taped sit-down promo where they could talk in subtitled Japanese. Io said she loved Asuka, her senpai, but Asuka she loved is gone. Asuka said the same back. Her student is no longer here. She's done with Sky. And that is all there is for this story. There was never anybody else involved. Asuka missed it at Io's segment. Brian Alvarez is reporting there's a 50% chance that Kairi Sane will be brought back for one night only at Backlash to resolve this feud, but he might be getting that percentage chance confused with pay cuts. There's now more Americanos as the Creeds joined Alberto Americano for a trios match. It was fun stuff and the Gables got the win. Now You Can't See Me has been retired. You will always see him. John Cena will appear on his second PLE in a row, where he will apparently make history-making announcements. It's probably Club WWE's pricing structure. The final segment was Roman and Fato's contract sign. The bloodline ending, the shows are becoming a bit relentless. It'd be nice to have a star-power-driven TV match for a change, but this was well staged, with Roman sitting at the head of the table and really getting over the Tongan death grip back he debuted last week. Jacob said he's desperate. He's fighting for his family. But Roman countered, he is fighting for the whole bloodline.
Fresh Prime, what's up?
Families, multiple generations.
How you doing?
Attacked him with another Tongan death grip for the fight.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you in here.
Go home angle, but the head of the table went into business for itself and didn't break in half. This week's Raw could have done with more wrestling, so it's average.
Running the same stuff. Oh wait, did I not put it in the show notes?
Ask AI slot releases, fan altercations. Watch Luke and I go through WWE's terrible PR following WrestleMania 42 by clicking the video on screen now and go over to patreon.com/WrestleTalk to watch the brand new episode of Monday Night War.
You know, it's kind of a funny story. I was scrolling on eBay looking for a car. No one was right. It had to be an alpha. I found one on eBay. Just needed to be a bit more. Bellissima. Gave a quick came up. The essentials. Then I drove down every winding road I could find. And eventually, bumped into you.
Who's the worst baby?
Yeah. Thousands of calls, millions of cards, all in one place. People, things, people, love.
There's his eye, obviously. I skipped it. So it's gonna be a horrible day.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because it's young people out.
Mariana, we're here to put that stuff down. Can you call me mom or something?
This is 18-year-old Mariana Gomez. Just 1 month earlier, she invited 16-year-old Jesus Cota out on a date. By the end of that night, he was dead. When detectives first interviewed Mariana, she wasn't a suspect. She was a witness, helping investigators piece together the timeline that would ultimately lead to the arrest of 2 other high school students.
Please, all of you!
I go my hair. We have both targets invested.
Police believe they found their killers, but as timelines were re-examined and statements compared, detectives found themselves circling back to the very person who had been sitting across from them all along.
Hello, Mariana. Surprise TV again.
Was she an innocent, frightened teenager caught up in something she couldn't control? Or had she been pulling the strings from the very beginning?
I know. Let's talk about it. I know you're gonna pull the trigger, but you were not good for 2 seconds.
On May 19th in Albuquerque, New Mexico, police
Welcome in,
received a
welcome in.
horrifying call from a young couple passing through a remote desert area.
Bernalillo County.
Hope you're doing well.
Address of your emergency.
What happened, sir? We're just driving by and my mom saw a dead body.
Okay, that's exactly where you're at right now?
Yeah.
Do you think they're beyond any help?
Yeah, I think they're there.
Down the line, okay. You told her, right?
He might be Hispanic.
How old is he then?
Get a little closer.
No, you don't have to get close. You just put up
Maybe 30.
Okay, and you think he's gone until?
Yeah. His color skin is very dark, so I don't think he.
You want to turn his cigar?
What's that?
We have help coming, but I think there may be a possibility we can try to work on CPR. If you feel comfortable.
I don't think so. His whole face is black already.
Police respond immediately, briefly examine the body, and then return to speak with the couple who placed the 911 calls.
You said you're driving by and saw him?
I saw he did pass away.
Yeah, he's been deceased for a while. I figured by the color of his skin.
Okay. Does it look like he's been here a few days?
It's to be honest with you, coloration. See this a lot of coloration certain things like that I've seen that it looks like he's been out for a while. Say a couple days, anyone, it could be 2 to 3. So like be more like specific for like medical terms and stuff like that. I couldn't tell you, like, to be honest. A couple of days.
Is this common or not?
Yeah.
It is?
It's horrible to say, yeah, like that's why we're ranked #1 in crime in America for anything like homicides, anything like that. Missing people, stuff like that. The domestic violence is ranked #1. No one will ever beat us in that. I don't know how or why, but we are.
Officers return to the body for a closer look, determined to understand what exactly they're dealing with, and it quickly becomes clear this was no random act of violence.
The weekend hits and it's one thing, my French toast. So I opened shipped for same-day delivery, add the goods to my cart, eggs, cinnamon, oh, the bread. So I need a shopper who can get the best, won't get squished in the bad kind of bread.
You can just code for it, fire.
It's gonna be an August 27th.
Wonder if it's a GSW to his eye.
Especially like this here, it's the
Yeah.
like that's the accidental. Like that's from the accidental.
Yeah. Well, the blood coming from the ears too.
Think it was done out here, you think we're dropping.
I know. That's the way the blood is.
So
He could have been standing up when it happened. The fact that he's laying down and it's all going downward into the dirt.
there's a shell there. Why no shoe?
That's where it's struggle.
Oh,
With how hot it's been. I don't know. William's been longer than David.
definitely not 21.
Why do you say that?
It just looks very like undeveloped still, you know? And especially out here. So,
Hey, Jim. How's it going?
The only thing I could
Good. We got some good stuff up there.
he got shot.
In the back of the head.
1 in 3 chances start.
Unless his eye is the exit hole. But if it's that, it'd be a lot bigger, you would think. And given the amount of blood, and just from what it looks like, that he's laying on top of, even like, I don't know, I can't really tell from here, but Even like how his hair is, it kind of looks like the back of his head is opened up a little bit. But that's the thing what is called an awkward kid missing.
The victim is identified as 16-year-old Jesus Cosa. He suffered multiple gunshot wounds to his body and face. As they wait for their sergeant, officers try to understand how a teenager might have ended up executed in the middle of nowhere.
So, like, to me, it looks like a fight over a gun or fight in general. His shoes off.
The only thing is that, like what he pointed out, where the shell casings are, so like where he's laying, isn't very consistent.
Unless they were lying down when they did it, they were
On the other side.
standing here and down. Oh, that sucks. It's gonna be a horrible day.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because it's you went out.
How's it going, folks?
But I'm assuming he probably doesn't have a wallet on him either. They took it as an if or like something.
They could have been partying like drunk and got to a fight with him and then someone just pulled him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just scatters.
Yeah,
They had that normally happen.
just cruising in the car and they happen to get into a fight like in the car or something.
Yeah, and they're
Interested to see where this one goes.
we showed up. He is definitely deceased. There's no, there's no need for them to be like, let me check this pulse. Especially like they just like how like they just gonna contaminate the scene more. Obviously, we contaminated everything by walking up there, but who cares? There's his eye, obviously.
As much as these officers try to piece together exactly what may have led to this scene, they could have never predicted what had truly set it in motion. According to police, Daniel and his friend Dominic Marquez recruited 18-year-old Mariana Gomez to help lure Jesus out. Posing as a romantic interest, she messaged him and arranged what he believed was a date. That night, she picked him up and drove him to a secluded location where Daniel and Dominic were waiting. What he thought was a date was an ambush. After assaulting him, the group drove into the desert where Jesus was shot and left behind. 1 month later, Mariana was arrested for his murder.
Mariana, put that stuff down. Want to drop your bag as well? Don't turn around.
Are you guys gonna grab this?
We'll take care of everything. Don't turn around. Thank you. Thanks for being cooperative with us. Want to look up right here? These are gonna be really loose on you, okay? But don't do anything crazy and slip on you, all right? Where do you want to put your stuff? What were you gonna ask me to do?
What do I do with my check? Will you call me mom or something?
That's legally parked unless they tell it. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave her and they're gonna probably throw it out there. I can call your mom. Is your mom like working right now?
She's not. She's at the house.
So since you've been cooperative with us and everything else, I'll call them and if your mom's able to come get it, then she can. Does she have a right to get it?
She should. But my stuff.
We milk.
Your bag and everything? All right, stand by on that, okay?
Relax, Marshy.
Can someone help me out? Please, I'm healthcare.
On you pull up us, we gotta be a truck. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, yes. Yep. You want me to take that stuff within that bag? Yeah. I think they want that. What's your mom's number?
I don't know it. I just have it. My boss should have it because you guys take my phone.
Oh, we're not. So, what's up, girl?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your boss number?
I don't know it. I just know they're inside Maida. The detective should have it.
Ain't good, so.
All right, well, we'll get that taken care of. Like I said, since you're being cooperative with us, we'll take that out, okay? It's stuff like copy. Is that a copy of me?
Braden, how's it going?
Mitch, can you follow down to the main? Hey, Andrew.
You sit right there. I'll put this at your feet. I'll put the food right here. Nothing.
Mariana is taken into custody. This isn't her first time speaking to police. Days earlier, she sat across from detectives as a witness. What she didn't realize was that investigators were already building their case against her. Phone records placed her in direct contact with Jesus just hours before his death. She wasn't a witness anymore. She was about to be charged with murder.
Hello, Mariana. Surprised to see me again. Just to kind of explain a little bit about what's going on. Okay. I'm having another detective come in here, and he is going to share with me some photos about that other person who told me about. The example that and he's going to explain it. He has no clue. He doesn't know anything about this case. So even if you ask him, I have to use someone that has no idea about the case. Doesn't interest you. If you see him, great. If you don't, or not, once that's done, I'm gonna come in and yes, it's gonna happen in about 2 minutes. He's gonna come in, and then when he's done, I'll come in, I'll finish up with you, and then it will be done.
So we'll just be with pictures?
Yes. And don't feel like you have to choose. If you see the person, great. If you remember that person, great. If you don't, it's not a big deal. Don't feel like you have to choose someone. It's just other people in this case, they talk as well. So, we're just trying to find out who this other person is. Okay?
Let's go down.
Yes. So, and we're just trying to find out who that other person is. You broke my thermostat. That's not very nice.
I guess not.
I'm sure it did.
I forgot the camera in there.
He doesn't. See, so why are you breaking my stuff? That's not very nice of you. It is cold in here, and it doesn't work. Okay. So obviously they told you. They tell you what's going on. Why they rushed down here. Okay. All right. So you are under arrest. Okay. You have a warrant for first-degree murder, kidnapping, robbery, conspiracy, and everything like that. Okay. Sure. So first-degree murder. Okay. It's kind of. You guys talk about it. Blah blah blah. Or be to some degree a direct participant in what happened. Yeah. I know you didn't pull the trigger, but you were not good for this. Okay. I've talked to everybody else. They told me their story. And pretty much matches up with what you told me. Minus a few things, which I'd like to just talk with you about. You guys were talking about taking money, not being jumping, splitting the three ways. Yeah. So, I don't know, but you guys talked about it. It is what it is. Okay. I am grateful to you that for what it's worth that you did come forward, you did the right thing. That can help you the long run. And that stuff's now, nobody's going to change what happens today. But you're going to get an attorney, and I'm sure your attorney will try to figure some stuff out. Okay? We made some very poor decisions. For what? What? There's really no justification in the comparison.
Although Mariana appears lighthearted, even giggling as if nothing happened, the detective confronts her with something chilling. Statements that she had laughed about taking Jesus' money and splitting it 3 ways. The tone in the room shifts instantly, and now the detective pivots to something even more pressing. A 4th suspect, an identified older man who is still at large.
He's Mexican though.
About the guy that got your car. Okay. Did you pick someone up? That fell about those.
Not a really good.
Oh, like that area. Okay, not at Philly, but in that area. Okay. Are you sure? Now's the time to be honest, because once you leave here, we determine your line. So I'm starting to have my doubts. So where did you pick him up?
So, like I said, Philly Baptist is right here, and then you go a little bit more down, and there's like a road, and then there's houses right there. And I didn't pass none of those houses, but I parked up right there, like on the corner,
Okay.
and I just waited there, and he was just there.
Okay, so you didn't go to any of those houses?
No.
Okay. All right. Who was that? Who was the guy?
Daniel's uncle. That's what they told me.
That's what they told you. Okay. And can you remember what he looked like?
Well, he was like Mexican. I think he had like a mustache. He looks like older, like probably 40s, 50s. He has like a bit of gray hair. Kind of like small eyes. He's more darker. That's how I kind of like he was young in his guys. And his hair isn't long. It's like just normal. Like I said, yeah, he's some yellow.
Did you, when you went to the view, who else was there? All right. Is there anything else you think I should know that might help you? Because you didn't tell me about this.
This is a Expedience Gym Monster 2. If you're not familiar with the Expedience Gym Monster, let's first talk about what it is. It's a smart magnetic cable fitness device. So in turn, it's a
Mariana reveals that the older man who accompanied the group that day was Daniel's own uncle, and with that critical detail noted, the interrogation shifts back to Mariana herself, and what she says next puts her age and mindset on full display.
You're an adult. You're 18. So you don't want to notify your parents. So would you like me to? Okay. We will definitely let her know. So you you don't make any calls here. You can call me from jail when you get up there. The phone that you brought with you today? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a tough question. I can tell you what I do in 3 to 5 days. There'll be a hearing. Go before a judge. And the judge is going to decide if you're going to stay in jail or if you're going to get out. So if the judge decides that you don't get out, then you will be in jail until this case is over. If he lets you out, then go retrial and you'll have some, you'll have an opportunity to get out. So it'll just depend. As far as what you're facing, then you're facing life in prison. You're still young. All you guys are. And to do something like this is just insane. I mean, if for some whatever reason you find yourself able to not go to prison forever, I hope you learn from this. That the only thing that you told me was the reason you did it is because they wouldn't talk to me. Your guy's intention worth this. So hopefully you make better decisions. This every team in your life has. Your decisions matter. Because Weather lost his life because he helped. Being honest. I've always been honest with you and be truthful with you. It's unfortunate. Tragedy all the way around. You guys are so young. You guys are facing some of the most serious crimes that you can charge with. You have to read that. So, yeah.
You really think it's trying to get my boyfriend's number? Like, on my phone. Like, you can't even tell me.
Your phone's at that. I don't have it with me.
correspondence one something.
Well, if the jail, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure how their cameras work up there. But focus on other things. You know, more important things to worry.
Almost anything that they can mention. And like I have a lot of anxiety. So it's a good.
So they have, you know, they have medical, they have doctors and nurses. So I'm sure you can make a request. I mean, it's not fun. It's not a fun place.
Of advice, the interrogation comes to an end. But while Mariana sits in that room, Daniel Garcia and Dominic Marquez had already been arrested earlier that same day.
Spin around. Come on, you got hands? Go ahead, step toward me. I am currently working on. Walk here. Go ahead and step toward me. Go ahead and keep walking toward me. Turn around. Hands on top of your head. Interlace fingers, step back. Step off that curb. There you go. Keep your hands up. Turn around. Stop right there. How you doing my head? Fine. We have both targets in custody.
Detectives take the two high school students back to the station for questioning. Before going, only 17 his mother accompanied him, and it doesn't take the seriousness of the problem to send him.
Think about what goes on until you. I mean, I have one from 2021 still that has a puncture on. So that guy's been in jail. The whole room. It's just been nice.
Dominic refuses to answer questions about the case, a route many suspects forget they even have. Daniel, however, makes a different choice, and what he reveals in that interrogation room only makes it worse for both of them.
Here's the thing, okay? I really need you to think about this. Okay? And I don't think you're right fit. Okay? I got nothing against you. I don't know you. I've never met you before in my life. Okay? Right now, you're trying to tell me a promise. It's about what happened. Okay? I know you did that. There's a and I have reviewed you also. So I know you're not trying. Okay? So nothing that we talked about today is the outcomes of it. Okay? Being straight up. Okay? However, what you talked about, and if you decide to tell me the truth about what happened, that directly is going to affect how your future is. Okay? You are 18 now. You have serious consequences for when you break the law, any law. Okay? You're an adult now. That means you're going to be seen in prison. Okay? So don't make your best. Okay? So I know that didn't happen. Because I know a lot about it. I do. I'm not dumb. So I need you to tell me what you did last night. Okay, your involvement with Dominic, Mariana Gomez, and yourself and Dominic. Because you know what I'm talking about. You're not dumb. I can look in your eyes. You're not dumb. Okay, I'm not dumb. So I need to know what you did. What was your involvement in that? Because let me tell you, right now, you're facing a first-degree murder. That's life in prison. You go away forever. Okay? You're 18. Forever is a long time. Okay? Like, that is a long time. Okay? So that's what you're charged with. Because I haven't talked that's for my work. First-degree murder, kidnapping, robbery, conspiracy, all types of things. Yes. So we're going to talk about that. Okay? First-degree murder, kidnapping, conspiracy, basically you work with other people on how to do stuff. Can't bring like efficiency. That's basically you got rid of some stuff, you damaged stuff, you deleted stuff, that type of stuff. And then the kidnapping the mark of yours. Okay. So there was a phone taken, there was talks of money being taken, stuff like that. That's what I did. Okay, I know you're not there. So
Welcome in, Maxi 21. How's it going?
each one of you one, all three of you. So what happens is the person that talks and says stuff and I can corroborate, it's better for them. Because if nobody talks, well, I'm going through what I have. Incredible amount of information. That's why we're here. That's why it's good for me. Well, if you're convicted of everything, like if you're convicted of everything, you're like me. So I need to know, where did you meet Dominic to meet up with Monica? Because guess what? I'll tell you. So what do you guys talk about? We're just talking. I don't know if living to parking from that. So if that's the case, then you really need to be on. Because if you so tell me what you got involved. Because look, you have to understand the reason I ask questions is to make sure people tell me the truth. Yeah. Okay. The fact that you're sitting here and I have down making the other one and Fabiana and the other. Okay. So why were they doing that? To be honest. The only way you're gonna get out of this at some point is if you're honest. In the US, in most cases, you're underlying. And you're cool. But you're there, man. Yeah. I don't know. Like you shouldn't do that. So why he's down and he's wanting to analyze. He did know.
The officer leans into a classic interrogation tactic, speaking as if the full story is already known and framing honesty as Daniel's only path forward. The strategy works. Daniel admits his involvement in Jesus' murder, shifting much of the blame onto Dominic, claiming it was Dominic who wanted Jesus dead. He also reveals the motive, saying it was revenge for Jesus allegedly firing shots at his car weeks earlier.
Frustrated with security tools that overload you with alerts? Keto is a single platform that shows you what matters and how to fix it. Code to cloud. Legacy tools drown you in endless alerts. Many developers are overwhelmed and critical issues overlooked. Managing separate tools for code, cloud, and compliance only adds complexity and cost. No wonder security is the last thing that anyone wants to do. With Aikido, security gets done fast. One central system for all your scanning, alerting, and remediation. No extra tools, no lost time. 9 scanning tools and done.
With that admission on record, the detective turns his attention to reconstructing the exact sequence of events that led up to the killing.
So you're sitting in the parking lot. Let's start that. You're having mommy on your text, not like when we say you mommy on his text in the way. Okay, what is the plan? Just for her to go meet up? Okay. And why were you having mommy on? She's pretty girl. Yeah. It's like, no, so when I explain it's like, she's pretty, right? You got the thing. I mean, maybe not to you, but she's not. You know, she don't want to go through like you. So she's not one of those like ones that we're doing the right way. So, okay, so you pick. So what was the plan?
How's it going? How you doing?
So obviously, like, I would feel some type of loyalty that I'm friends. I hope he's scared, right? What he talked about, right? I don't think you've killed anyone in the past. So very so what I can tell you about. Okay. So when you said you, I need to know what was it? Okay. And who else was there? Right. But someone else. Okay. Well, she got someone here. So who did she bring? She brought someone. Okay, then for the okay, tell me about the 9-year-old. Just okay. Okay, so you were over the air. Is that your name? No, who's the name? So is your name? I said, I didn't write it. You bought it. You bought it. I didn't. You didn't grab it. You shot it. Did you shoot it? Did you shoot out there? No. You sure? Sometimes I remember when I'm so what I remember. Something about what I remember. You're here, so I'm did you shoot about that? Okay, so tell me about that. But you said, oh, I didn't think. No. So you said it, like, what did you use? I was like, okay, why did you shoot him for? For a little, just the nerd. So then where do you go with Lego from you? And why did you go pick up your dad? Okay, so your dad wanted to do it? Why? Did you ask him to? So then how would he know? But you were out there, like, why would you call him if you didn't want to do anything like this? You were okay with someone else doing it? Well, I'm trying to understand what you're, because you're saying you don't want to, but you're going along with this and you call your dad. He was gonna do it? You knew he was gonna do it? You talked to him about it? You told him, you know? So there's no point for you to do it.
According to Daniel, the unidentified older man who accompanied them was not his uncle, but his father. He shifts the blame squarely onto him, claiming his dad planned the killing. With that statement, the detective pivots to the shooting itself, pressing Daniel for precise details about what happened in the desert.
So you get to Pajarito. What happened? Did you not make it up? Yeah. Sure. Because I think you guys brought them up a little bit. Well, okay, done. Then what happened? Your dad got the gun? Okay, then what happened? Then what did you think then? So what? Well, do it again, we should take the gun and okay. Who shot? Okay. And what did you guys talk about? Like, we're actually on pockets. After you just saw someone get murdered. Well, you know what happened. You're literally out there with people having murdered, so. Okay, but you just, when you hear a gunshot, and then I'm sure you saw him, you never saw him. How did you not see him? Daniel. Well, it's like when I hear a gunshot, right? The natural reaction is to look where the gunshot is. It's just a normal physiological response. Like when you hear a gunshot, you look. You can see that. You know, you hear a gunshot, you're caught. Yeah, sure. So you didn't look at all. Okay. Who got that in the truck? Okay. Okay. And who else? Who else was in the truck? Oh, Mariana Gomez. Was Weather there? What do you guys talk about? In that truck, right after that. Okay, what do you guys say? What do you guys talk about? I mean, obviously, you maybe didn't see it, but you really know what happened. What did you talk about? You didn't talk about what happened at all.
Daniel claims it was his own father who fired the fatal shots, though whether this older man was Daniel's father, his uncle, or someone else entirely remains unclear. His true identity has never been confirmed publicly. What is known, however, is that Mariana's lawyers maintain he is still at large to this day. All three teenagers were taken to jail and charged with multiple counts, including first-degree murder. Dominic pled guilty and was sentenced to 22 years behind bars. Daniel has yet to face trial. As for Mariana, the jury found her not guilty of first-degree murder, but that was where her luck ran out. She was ultimately convicted of kidnapping, tampering with evidence, and conspiracy, and sentenced to 19 and a half years in prison.
Next one is shrimp and box shrimp. Thank you. Next one is.
It's black on the Azkaban posters. I stumbled across something that myself, for some reason, from the farm, or petting my goose. Excuse me? Excuse me? I said that? What is there like a Tyler Durden situation going on here? Like I'm sleepwalking and saying shit like that? What? Me? I didn't do that. Not even getting into the rest of the caption yet. Just that
One of the strangest things about Jordan Peele's Hollywood rise is that Keegan-Michael Key is nowhere in it. And once you notice it, it becomes hard to ignore. Key and Peele were one of the greatest comedy duos of the modern era. They had the timing, the chemistry, the writing, the characters, the cultural impact. Their show gave us sketches that still get quoted years later. They were not some random double act thrown together by a network. They had a real creative language. Then the show ends and Jordan Peele becomes one of the most important filmmakers in Hollywood. Get Out becomes a phenomenon. Us proves he wasn't a one-hit wonder. Nope shows he can make a big original studio film with his own voice. Whether you love every movie or not, Jordan alone sells tickets. He went or not, Jordan Peele became a director whose name alone sells tickets. He went from one half of a sketch comedy duo to an Oscar-winning filmmaker with a level of creative control most comedians never even get close to. And through all of that, Keegan Michael Key is never really part of it. That doesn't automatically mean they hate each other. To be fair, the public version has always been much softer than that. Key has said he and Jordan do not see each other as often anymore, which he called a tragedy, but he explained it as life moving in different directions.
Frontier Fiber 5 gig internet. Is every millisecond counts? Every frame matters. And you can never take it away from me. He's got an Oscar, you can't take it away from me. And then I got a little verklempt. Then I cried. Oh yeah, I did. I'm just so proud of him because he started working on this script the year after he left Mad TV. So that's 9 years ago. That's about 9 years ago.
Peele lives in Los Angeles, and creatively, Jordan moved into horror, while Key moved into other acting work. He has also said their friendship is still good, and that when they reconnect, they pick up where they left off. So the official story is not a dramatic breakup. The official story is distance. But now, because of Akilah Hughes' recent story, people are looking at that distance differently. Hughes told a story about a comedy duo she coded as Locke and Banana, which most people online have interpreted as Keegan Michael Key and Jordan Peele. She did not simply say these two stopped working together. The story was about a failed television deal, a sketch comedy project, and the alleged involvement of Key's wife behind the scenes.
Their code names could be Lock and Banana. And Lock is gonna use his name to carry you to the forefront of pop culture. And so we came up with a pitch. We practiced it. It was like so good. I mean, like not only is there a keynote presentation, but there are videos. We get one of the people pitching with us to go on Pierce Morgan and force him to say the tagline from the show unwittingly. We are selling the show all over town. And we get a few offers, which is like a feeling that like is unlike any other, where you're like, we are wanted, like it's coming together. And during the pitch process, Locke gets his dream. He's asked to host SNL. And he does. And we have this agreement. We're like, and you're going to say the name of the show. You're just going to put it in there at the end when you're doing your thank yous at the end of SNL. And we should have known then that, like, he didn't say. And it was like the only thing he had to say. But there were some things he said that were, like, weird. And thanking his wife, who becomes a weird main character in this whole story. And so my agent at the time calls me and she goes, how is pitching going? How do people feel about Locke? And I'm like, oh my God, they love him. Everybody loves Locke. And she's like, that's great. That's great. How do they feel about his wife, who is now
Oh, get it.
the executive producer on my show? And I'm like, I hadn't really thought about it. I don't think people like her very much. And she's like, yeah, that's what I'm hearing. And I'm like, okay. So, like, are you saying, like, we're not going to be able to sell this? And she's like, listen, people like you and they like Locke. It'll come together. And so I forgive this sort of moment. But, that should have been the red flag where I said, hey, maybe we, like, pause this. We haven't sold it yet. We're all still free. Let's just recalibrate. Not me. I was like, no, because it's more important to have a celebrity attached.
According to her version, the wife started giving creative notes that Hughes found bizarre, including things like comedy happens in threes, the letter K is funny, and telling the writers to give the audience some candy. Hughes also claimed that after those ideas were not embraced, legal threats were made toward the network, which led the network to pay the couple to leave the project and forced Hughes to write a new pilot.
Now let me pause there because I brought a text. I brought something that was another red flag that I should have seen. This is from Dumois, an anonymous blind item that someone submitted. They said, since Locke was hosting SNL, I wanted to say, whenever I see him, I can only think of his wife. She has a bunch of food allergies. And she had an allergy attack about a eucalyptus plant by her table at Tribeca Grill. And then, in parentheses, on the celeb sighting list. Acting like she couldn't breathe. The plant was fake, and I showed it to her. She just said, oh, and acted totally normal after that. He was very nice about it and apologized after. He left a good tip. Bizarre, though. Bizarre, though. And so she threatens to sue the company. She threatens to sue the vermin. And so for a month, we hear nothing. We're no longer in pre-production. We're waiting around. My dreams, the thing I quit my dream job for, thinking I was going to be ushered into the pop culture memory of the United States of America, is on hold. And they get back to us after a month and they say, hey, we paid them off the project, but you have to write a whole new pilot. And I'm like, at this point, well, fuck. Like, these are all our best ideas. And also, like, they're like, one day you can perform that for the internet, but like, we own the TV rights to that. So we do what writers do. We come back together, we write a banger script because we know that if the Berman has nothing, they have IP. And we write a script that is filled with Muppets. We believe that we're going to have something worth fighting for.
By the time that happened, the writers' strike and corporate cuts had hit, and the project died. The story has since been covered as an allegation, not as proven fact. That part alone would already be messy. But the story gets even more interesting when Hughes claims she received a warning call from Banana's wife, widely assumed online to mean Chelsea Peretti, Jordan Peele's wife.
Excuse me, what do you do for a living?
I clean rain gutters.
And who's this?
Bobo Jangles.
Are you two a couple?
Yeah.
And how long have you been together?
Let's go! Rockstar using the clip ripped down anytime, anywhere. According to Hughes, this call was basically a warning about Key's wives. Hughes claims Peretti told her there were open secrets around her.
Banana's wife says, hey, I just had dinner with Locke and his wife. They say they're doing a show with you. And I said, yeah. And I, again, don't know how she got my phone number. So this seems urgent. And she says something that, like, chills go down my back. I never eat the greetings. Spoiler. She says, I'm just calling you because I wish someone would have warned me. She does about an hour of a monologue at me about how, she thinks that his wife is like Phil Hartman's wife. That she wouldn't trust her to hold a baby.
The Phil Hartman reference is heavy because it points to one of Hollywood's darkest cautionary stories. In 1998, SNL and news radio star Phil Hartman was killed by his wife, Bryn Hartman, before she died by suicide. Reports around the case described a troubled marriage, substance abuse relapse, and serious domestic conflict before the tragedy. Over the years, people have also discussed Bryn's alleged insecurity around Phil's success and the control issues inside the relationship, which is why the comparison is so disturbing. It's not a direct comparison to Key's situation, and it should be treated like one. But when someone brings up Phil Hartman in this context, they're usually suggesting a fear of a spouse becoming dangerously disruptive behind the scenes.
I tried to get him to divorce that lady a bunch of times.
Welcome in. How's it going?
Yeah, because they would fight like crazy fights where he would just disappear for a couple. He would leave the house and he was telling me he wanted to get divorced, but he didn't want the lawyers to take a third because it's like I was like just
Third? How about a half?
No. It's 2/3. So the lawyer takes a third. That's what he was telling me. It's like I go, just give her half. You're always gonna make money. Just get out, be free. Just be, And he was terrified of that. He was terrified of leaving. And so when he finally decided to leave, she murdered him in his sleep. She shot him, and then she shot herself. And my friend who was a cop, was actually there when she shot herself.
Oh, so that happened when the police approached the house.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
According to Akila Hughes, Chelsea Peretti's alleged warning went beyond vague concern. Hughes claims Peretti described Keegan-Michael Key's wife as erratic and professionally disruptive, including stories about strange behavior at social events, and claims that she had cost Key opportunities behind the scenes. My theory is that Jordan Peele may have asked Peretti to make that call instead of doing it himself, because warning Hughes directly could have put him in an awkward position with Key and possibly damaged a long-term friendship. So if this story is true, Peretti may have been acting as the messenger for a concern Jordan didn't want attached to his own name.
And she once poured alcohol on her birthday cake, and this person is sober. Uh, and the thing that I listen, I moved to LA for this job. I'm not a woo woo person, but this woo woo thing happened, and I do think it was like the Lord. She says to me while I'm watching the opening ceremonies about the gate, there's a sweaty man from Tonga, and she says, there's no accounting for how much money she's cost that black man. And the light above the television burned out. This is a second red flag. I should take the hint. It's not gonna happen for me.
Again, these are Hughes's claims. We don't have a public statement from Chelsea Peretti confirming this version. We don't have Key publicly confirming it. We don't have Jordan Peele publicly confirming it. But as a piece of Hollywood gossip, it immediately grabbed people's attention because it appears to connect to a question fans have had for years. Why has Jordan Peele never put Keegan Michael Key in one of his major films? Because yes, there are normal explanations. Maybe Jordan simply wanted to build his film career away from the Key and Peele brand. That makes sense. If Key suddenly appears in Get Out, a lot of people in the audience immediately think, oh, it's Key and Peele. That could distract from the tone. Jordan was trying to establish himself as a serious filmmaker, not just a sketch comedian trying horror for the first time. Maybe Key didn't fit the roles. Maybe schedules didn't line up. Maybe both of them agreed that Jordan's films needed to stand apart from their comedy partnership. All of that is possible, but it is still strange because Jordan Peele has become powerful.
Skrillex. Christopher Walken. That's such a weird picture.
And Keegan Michael Key is a proven actor. He can do comedy. He can do drama. He has the range to fit somewhere in a Peele movie, even if it's a small role. So when years go by and Key is never really folded into that world, people are going to wonder if there is something else there. That's where Akilah Hughes' story becomes fuel for speculation. If Peel's wife really had such a strong dislike or concern toward Key's wife that she allegedly called a stranger to warn her, then it is not crazy to ask whether that tension may have affected the relationship around the duo. Not necessarily because Jordan and Key hate each other. It could be more subtle than that.
But I think, you know what? Me and Ratatouille's boss, we're gonna keep going. They don't have to be that involved. They're not writing EPs. They're just lending their name to the project. So we start grinding on a pilot. That's the job. We are meeting, and I'll tell you, Locke is busy shooting a movie with Timothy Chalamet, a remake of some sort of property that never needed to come to fruition. Hasn't helped Timmy's career at all. And I asked my agent, I'm like, should I fly to London? Should I warn him about what I've heard? And she said, that's a grown ass man. He even chose to marry that person. Don't do it.
If someone close to Jordan's camp allegedly disliked her that much, it raises an obvious question. Did that dislike make collaboration more difficult? Because Jordan Peele is not just Jordan, the old comedy partner anymore. He is Jordan Peele, the filmmaker. He has a company. He has a carefully protected creative identity. So if bringing Key into a project,
Counting or not counting game violence.
This is sick, man. Young teenage girls and boys doing their prom outfit transitions to the audio of Charlie Kirk being killed.
That's great.
Gay violence. Great. Uh-huh. Don't say we're not counting gay violence. Great. Uh-huh.
Dude, what? That's nuts.
These are the people that are complaining about you using slurs. These are the people that are getting mad at you for saying retard. That's right. And the comments are worse. This young woman posted the video and somebody responded by saying, "I'm dying like Charlie Kirk." And she liked the
Very
comment
funny.
and replied by saying, "Ha ha 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 ha." She thinks it's funny. Someone responded to another video saying, "This is so funny, OMFG." To which the girl replied, "Best transition I could find." Yeah. Not a song, not anything else. The audio of somebody being
Without
attacked.
wrong people?
Well, it's the reason why they're doing it. So you have to understand why people like this do it. They do it because they want to memeify and delegitimize and downplay Charlie Kirk getting killed. They want to make a joke out of it instead of actually take it seriously as it's like a political assassination. So it's the same reason why they tried to say that the recent Trump assassination attempt was a false flag. It's so they can delegitimize it. That's the reason why. That's the best thing she could find. And she thinks, I want you guys to keep this in mind. Like, this might sound like crazy. Like, I don't have a problem with them doing this. I don't care. Like, they do whatever they want. But I also think that you should take this into account and keep it in mind whenever these are the people that are telling you to have empathy and to listen to other people's feelings. This is it. Trump disrespects his dad all the time. Well, I have no problem with that. Do whatever you want to do. But what I'm saying is that, like, whenever people reveal themselves to you, this is, I think it just shows that you should not treat these people with any type of empathy or understanding. Funny. She has a crying / laughing emoji there as well. Now, to note, TikTok was actually removing some of these videos or actually muting the sound, but a lot of people actually went back and deleted their videos.
Please stop asking me if there's going to be an anything 2 or 3. Like, there's not going to be a Shaun of the Dead 2, Hot Fuzz 2, World's End 2, Space Series 3, all 2.
Hello.
None of it is happening. I love the fact that you would like that, but it's more of the same, and I think we should always drive forward with a different. Hot Fuzz is the sequel to Shaun. World's End is the sequel to Hot Fuzz. Stop it! Stop it! Please stop asking me if.
Gosh. Oh.
Now I will tease you. Do you understand?
Come on, Marshall. Come on.